The co-founder and executive director of the African Education Program in Zambia recently completed a climb to the summit of Tanzania's Mount Kilimanjaro. After reaching the highest point of Kilimanjaro, Julie-Anne Savarit-Cosenza spoke with VOA's Ndiho about the experience and the program's mission.
Well, first and foremost, just so proud to be able to now say that I reached the roof of Africa. So it was definitely a mental and a physical challenge. So I'm very excited to be able to say that I did it. This was a very important trek and a very important climb for me. I'm one of the co-founders and the executive director of a nonprofit called the African Education Program. And we're actually celebrating our 20-year anniversary this year. And so as a part of our celebrations and our continued fundraising for all of our great work that specifically takes place in Zambia, I wanted to do this trek to really celebrate everything that we have accomplished.
There are very few people in the world who can claim that title, who can claim that they have climbed the top of Africa or been at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. What were some of the things that you saw along the way?
The hardest part, honestly, is moving slow. You gain a lot of altitude over a short number of days, even though we did it over the course of a week, which was the longest of the routes. The fact that you are going so high, you have to take your time going up. In Swahili, you say pole pole, slowly, slowly. So that was a real challenge for me, as someone who moves fast, does things fast, keeps going all the time, to have to slow down to ensure that I would reach, that summit, I think was a challenge. And then there's a physical challenge too. Just because you're moving slow doesn't mean it's easy. I would say 4 of the 8 days that we were climbing were physically intense. So out of our 8, everyone made it to what's called Stella Point. That's kind of the first, arrival at the top, and you're able to see the crater and the glacier. And then 5 of the 8 made it to Uhuru Peak, which is the official, summit right at the top.
You did not do this for the sake of just going out there to have fun. You had a purpose, you had a cause. Tell us a little bit more about why you decided to take on this expedition.
My co-founders and I were actually in high school when we founded the organization, and we started with a simple shipment of books and computers in a container to go to Zambia. When you see how we've grown over the years, starting with 25 youth and today reaching thousands and thousands across Kafue district, it's a really humbling experience. And I think as we thought about, how we could celebrate this, it felt like a trek like Kilimanjaro would be an equally humbling experience, but an equally, celebratory experience.
Have you been able to raise a little bit of money to support your cause?
Yes. So our goal was $20,000. Mount Kilimanjaro is 19,360 feet, I believe. So I was rounding that to 20,000 feet and trying to raise $1 per foot that I trekked. And we have now raised 15 of the $20,000. So we still need help. So anyone who is, watches this interview, every dollar goes a long way. It'll go to enhancing access to digital literacy in our Learning and Leadership Center in Kafue. So every dollar counts.
Julie-Anne Savarit-Cosenza is co-founder and executive director of the African Education Program. She was speaking to VOA's Ndiho.